Matt Lenihan for Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store. Spencer Fearon. It is early in the morning. We have just witnessed Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. Regardless of the main event, it was an event, and it had some terrific fights on the undercard. We're talking about Ramos Barrios, but Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano again. Just keep reloading that fight until they don't want to go anymore. What a fight! Just give me your overall takeaway from what was an exciting
I
night of
thought, I thought,
boxing.
I thought, I thought the build up to the show and the anticipation that it generated was absolutely fantastic. Do you know what I mean? And it must be serious. It was like yesterday, uh, early in the morning, I did a few hours for Sky News. Then after that, in the afternoon, I did ITV News. You know what I mean? And then after that, I did BBC News. So everybody was on it, wanting to hear their sound bites, and like I'm grateful that they all came to me. Um, that's the how much this fight was. This how big this fight was. You got to understand. Did you when you was watching? Was it buffering? Did that
Yeah,
happen to you? Yeah, it happened
everyone
a lot.
everyone on Twitter was saying the same, but apparently,
Yeah,
well, I think Jake alluded to the fact that someone had said that it had X amount of millions of viewers, and it would just, I don't
it
know
was
whether the
too much.
stream could handle it, maybe.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah, that's what happened. And maybe that's embryonic teething. But the mere fact, like Netflix promoted such a great fight, and you know what? If you wasn't a boxing fan and you thought, "Oh, I'm just gonna watch this pantomime show," and we're coming up to December now as well, so like pantomime show. That's what it was. It's Punch and Judy with an old veteran, um, which was sold really well. And people was actually had that anticipation. I didn't want to say nothing bad about Mike Tyson because the iconic figure, but seemingly, right? Me and Tundi did a watch along, and Tundi was saying, "Ah, that was scripted." And I'm saying, "Boy, to an extent." But what I think it was is more to the fact like Jake Paul carried Mike Tyson. You know what I mean? Because I think like if he'd have stuck it on him, which he could have done, then it would have been totally different. And like, what was it 4 years ago that him and Roy Jones, right? Mike Tyson and Roy Jones, four
yeah.
years ago, that Tyson was a lot more sharper, a lot more tenacious, right? You know what I mean? When I see you walking out, you got a knee brace on. And there was times where I was seeing Mike Tyson, even in the workouts and all the rest of what he was doing. And I could see that he was old. He was old. You know what I mean? So I don't think it was scripted to the fact of like they went through the fight, you're gonna throw this right hand and then no, I think it was scripted to the fact of like, you know what? I'm not going to knock out a legend, right?
Yeah.
And that so people really think that I'm a piss taker because there's times to me that Jake Paul carried him, right? That's what it looked like to me, right? Not saying that Mike Tyson didn't try the first round. Yep, he tried. But if we go back to was it June of 2005 when he fought Kevin McBride?
Yeah, Kevin
Why would
McBride.
anybody have the slight notion that we flipped the page we took the place some 19 years after that, thinking that we're going to see anything any better when we've seen Mike Tyson highlight his personal demons. He's highlighted his insecurities. He's highlighted all of these things. Why would anybody think that we're going to see anything different?
I think the reason people buy into that, and as well, for instance, my son's 8 years old, but he knew this fight was on. He buy in, he buy, but you see the clips, and then you see the old clips, and what Jake Paul is for. To put boxing to one side at the minute. We're having this discussion. He's uh, an elite businessman. He can sell. He can do everything. And what they've put on is they have cast that doubt in everybody's mind. Even some professional boxers, you're saying, "Oh, if he just lands this one punch," and you're like, "Let's just take it away." If this was put on with no notice given, no big, show like you said, pantomime around it,
Mm-hmm.
clear heads thinking. You go with, look, he's a 58-year-old man, a legend. Don't think anyone could have expected more or less from him. He's what he is. Like, but in terms of Jake Paul, my thing is now you see him at the end, and this is another part of his business. He's talking about Canelo again, and it's like, when you hear them comments, do you take that seriously, or do you think he's playing?
You know what? There's no way on earth that Jake Paul could fight Canelo, right? But crazier things have happened. right? And the mere fact that Jake Paul could fight a 6-year-old Mike Tyson and sell, and I know the numbers were really good. Because you think about it, Netflix has 282 million subscribers,
Yeah.
right? There is no the entity or the money that is generated from off of that a month is ridiculous. They could easily fit the bill to make that fight happen. And you know what? There's a part of me that would want to see that fight happen and it not be scripted because Canelo would say to hell, you want to fight me? Right. So therefore, right. But let's call it as it is. Tommy Fury beat Jake Paul.
Mhm.
Right. And it's no disrespect to Tommy Fury because I actually like him. But Tommy Fury hasn't proven nothing at British level.
Mhm.
Nothing at all. Right. So when you take that into consideration, then we have to understand the levels of what we're dealing with. But I have to give Jake Paul his dues simply because of the fact that he's become a consummate professional because he's training with professionals on a daily basis. So he's living the life as a professional, right? And other fighters who are working with him, like Jalen Love, who's in his corner, right? Who's very close to Floyd Mayweather. I know Jalen is good people, right? Jalen could be vicarious through him to say, look, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, but I'm doing it through Jake Paul, knowing like if we was around at the same time, I'd have kicked your ass. He knows that. A lot of people know that. But
Yeah.
he's been very strategic in who he's picking and he must have a really good team behind him. And it's worked. I can't knock that. It's worked for him. You know what I mean? Because
If
it was a genius move to drag out a 58-year-old Mike Tyson and say, oh, I'm going to fight Mike Tyson.
Yeah, of course it was, and it was dressed as a professional fight as well, not an exhibition. I think maybe he gets more credit, maybe if it is an exhibition or labelled as that, because then,
I
but
believe it would be.
but like when you talk about the Canelo stuff now, how we have concerns about Mike Tyson due to age. If you were to say stick Canelo in there with him tomorrow, as much as everyone would watch it, I would have flip reverse concerns about
Yeah,
what
yeah.
could happen because I
He would
don't
get,
think Canelo wouldn't take liberties, as in he wouldn't. I don't think he lets him ride a couple of rounds out. I think no disrespect to him because I know he's training, but you look and just go, the dangers in that fight for him would be astronomical.
listen to me. Fun and games aside, Canelo would seriously hurt Jake Paul. But I'm not knocking Jake Paul because I'm saying
Yeah,
you just look at what he has accomplished. Him and his brother is phenomenal, right? It's phenomenal.
yeah,
So I can't knock them. But it was I'll tell you the saddest thing was this. It was like after the rounds were going on and going on and going on, and people were watching this fight, and you could see round ringside, right? The amount of celebrities there, and they just looked dead, knowing like we brought into this and we thought it was going to be something. And I've seen this a couple of times in history, like it was like October of 1980 when Muhammad Ali fought Larry Holmes, and it was just a horrible thing to watch. But that was actually professional sport, right? They're kind of things when you go watch something, you think, oh, well, it was horrible to have watched a great man go out like that. There was nothing horrible in watching Mike Tyson, Jake Paul. To me, there was reason being is because Mike Tyson was telling you like some young kid, you know, this little young girl, I forgot her name, but she interviewed Mike. You must have seen it, and he goes, and he like Mike was really legacy don't mean nothing, man, and he goes off on one, right?
yeah,
And I'm looking on that, but I'm just gonna be real. I know that it was still self-egregious reasons why you went in there and you took that fight. And when loads of people say, "Oh, well, you went into the fight knowing that you was going to lose and it was scripted," I don't believe that. Do you know what I mean? I believe it was scripted to the fact where, like, we ain't gonna go out there and try and kill each other, right? But because there was times, like I said, Jake Paul carried Mike. He hit him with some shots. I thought, oh well, what's going on here? And Mike just looked older than
yeah,
that. And let's just be real. He really did look older than that.
yeah. But like you say, what do you expect? I think one thing to Jake Paul's credit that I think we have to say, what he's done for Amanda Serrano and the Katie Taylor thing, and as in Amanda Serrano prior to Jake Paul had the accomplishments without really having that, the superstardom, I believe, and obviously the financial, worth that she probably deserved for, years to come kind of thing. And we're now in a position where, she's getting that light and that shine and incredible fight. I mean, I thought the commentary lent a little bit too much towards Serrano from what I was seeing, but
We were
one
doing a
round
watch
either way.
along. Why did this? What I want to know is this, because we were doing a watch along me and 20. Why did Katie Taylor lose a point?
The headbutt she was getting consistently worn, and the referee called it intentional headbutting. Thought it maybe had been a bit harsh, but
You know what?
uh, in a,
That was such a good fight, and as far as I'm concerned, Katie Taylor won that fight.
yeah,
Properly won that fight, right? It wasn't without a shadow of a doubt because like Serrano hurt her badly in the first round. It took her a little while to wake up from that.
yeah,
And I mean, but such a credit. I'd like to see Katie Taylor retire now, you know.
yeah. She's done it all.
She's done
She's
it
done
all.
it all.
38 years old, she's undisputed world champ. There is nothing more for her to go and do except for sail off into the sunset.
But if it did get announced that they were going to run that back again, or even Chantal Cameron, you sign up for it, don't you? Because you know what you're getting. It's just it's
You would,
exciting.
but I'm saying there's nothing else for her to go and prove. She's got those wins, like sail off into the sunset. That's what I'd like to see happen anyway.
Yeah, no, I agree. Um, may as well we'll touch on the Barrios Ramos card just quickly before we go because I know it's early in the morning. A terrific fight. Obviously, Mario Barrios. People know him from obviously, he's world champion, but he'd been in there with the likes of Tank Davis and Ramos came, but he brought it as well. Exciting fights, knockdowns. It was a good addition to the card.
It was a fantastic addition to the card, and two Mexicans made for a great fight, and that's what it was. That's exactly what it was. Two Mexican makes for a great fight. They amalgamated, and yeah, that synergy that them two had, I'd love to see a return in that fight. Well, it's going to be because it was a draw, right? It was given a draw, right? So I'd like to see that rematch because it was, you know what I liked about it? There was no entanglements, there was no holding, there was no grappling. They just went out and they fought each other, and it was
Yes.
such an entertaining fight. It was a wicked fight. The whole card, even the debacle of Mike Tyson, Jake Paul, the whole card, how it was put together, and everything else, I thought it was fantastic. It was really good, and I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed that.
Let's
So, sorry, Matt, I forgot. What area are you in? What area do you live in?
Huddersfield, West Yorkshire.
Huddersfield. Oh, in West Yorkshire. So you know that Almadina 313, the charity that I'm an ambassador for, and also Marketing Fuel, a company that I'm heavily associated with, are bringing over Artur Beterbiev on the 30th. He's doing 3 shows, but there could be a 4th show. So he's doing that. It's been arranged. Wow. I mean, so I've got a massive part in that because I'm hosting that. So yeah, so Artur Beterbiev is going to be over here. So he's doing. I got to go to my thing to tell you properly. It's on my page anyway.
What's he doing?
But
Is he doing London, Manchester? Is he doing a couple of places?
He's they're in negotiation for London right now, but he's doing the other places, and it's so great because it's for charity. So it's charity dinners. All the money raised, is going to help the underprivileged, especially around Christmas. You know, I do like the homeless feeds around Christmas times.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. We're going to there. We're going out to other countries as well. They're doing something out in the Middle East. They're getting Almadina 313 is a fantastic charity.
Has that got its own Instagram page, Spence? I think I might follow that already. Has that got its own Instagram page where people can go
Yeah,
and links
yeah.
for Almadine 313?
Yeah. So not that I'll get you down there. I'll get you some bits for the channel
Of course.
for Boxing Social.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, so we pick him up. We pick him up when he lands, and yeah, we're going to be doing a bit. I think we're doing a bit with Talksport. We're going to be doing a couple bits, and then we're going straight up. First dinner is up in Birmingham, which is going to be mad. So I think it's Birmingham on the 30th. Then we're doing Luton. We're doing but I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, touching. What a coup getting a legend like that over.
Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm properly grateful for that. Yep. So it's Birmingham on the 30th, Saturday, 30th of November, Blackburn on Sunday, the 1st of December, and Luton on on the 1st and on the 2nd is Luton. So them 3 dates are guaranteed. So I'm desperately looking forward to that, my friend.
Absolutely. Well, if you, for people who want to donate, by all means, Almadine 313, the charity, hit
Yep.
it up on Instagram. The links, all going to a good cause. Spencer, it's very early in the morning, so I appreciate your time. And look,
Bro, no problem. I've got to take my
touch on.
girls to the drama class in about 3 hours' time.
I'm gonna.
So I'm going to quickly say my prayers. And I'm going to sleep for a couple hours, mate.
Yeah. No worries, bro.
All right,
Appreciate
Matt.
it.
Always a pleasure, mate. Take care. God bless, bro.
See you soon.